Hello, and first of all, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk with me. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited about the album release and the upcoming tour. And yeah, it's a great time for Camelot and the fans, and so we're excited.
Yes, I was just listening again the album, and it's good. It's good. And my first question is, and I love it. How would you describe Camelot's music without using the words power metal, symphonic metal, or any other subgenre? I want your own words.
Yeah, I don't really like to categorize our music in specific, boxes. I think if um, if you're a Camelot fan, you know that our music has different elements, not just symphonic or power or progressive. But there's new age, there's classical, there's film score, there's cinematic approaches. So it's really hard to categorize Camelot's music, I think. I would hope that we've kind of created our own sort of sound and genre, so to speak.
Okay. So a bit maybe on this album, maybe more cinematic at least.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh?
That was one of the goals, was to make the album a little more cinematic, but also bring back some gothic elements from like Silverthorne and Ghost Opera. As well as bringing back some of the folk elements with acoustic guitars and real violins, these kind of things, or something
Yeah,
that I've been wanting to bring back into the sound of the band.
that's a nice description. So the band will soon release its 14th album studio, named Dark Asylum, the album I was just listening to. How do you feel about it?
Oh, we feel great. I mean, we've been working on it for about 2 years. And the idea came from this abandoned cathedral that's kind of turned into an insane asylum. And it's really a metaphor for our own personal lives and minds, how we've kind of created these sort of structures in our own head that have kept us from really doing what we want to in life. And we hope that metaphorically, some of these stories and songs kind of help people.
Nice, because my next question is how would you sum Dark Asylum's identity up in only three words?
Can you repeat that?
How would you sum up the identity of the new album in only three words?
I just think it's a continuation or evolution of the Camelot sound, but we've also kept elements of the Camelot DNA, but we've added some new things and we brought back some old Camelot sort of signature ideas. So it really encompasses a lot of the eras of Camelot, but it also creates a whole new era.
Yeah, but I want three words to sum up the identity.
Oh, 3 words. Okay.
Yes.
I would say cinematic,
Okay,
um,
what?
thoughtful, and dark.
Yeah, Dark Asylum. Okay, okay, I accept. I accept the answer. You got me. And so the album Dark Asylum happens 3 years after the previous album. Are there any changes you noticed in the composition process?
Not really. We basically wrote the record in a very similar fashion. We kind of work on demos at home first, and then we send them back and forth to each other between. I live in Florida. My keyboard player lives in Germany, or singer lives now in Vancouver, Canada. So um, we did things very similar in terms of, the composition, the recording process. We all have home studios now, so we're able to record at home. And then the end of the process is always working with the producer, which is Sasha Peth again. We've been working with him for over 20 years. So
Oh,
um, very similar kind of process. Obviously, the music's different, the storyline is different, but in terms of the composition, it's very similar.
Okay, that's related to another question because the band's lineup has been stable for a long time. And did you notice improvement to the creative process?
I guess, just everyone is more kind of comfortable now, especially Tommy, our singer. He's bringing, more of his kind of signature style and vocals. And I think on this record it's one of the best Camelot albums in terms of vocals ever.
Oh,
So fans are gonna love, the way Tommy's singing on this record and his melodies and um, but yeah, I mean, having a steady lineup is definitely helpful, not just with the recording, but also with touring and there's no divas on tour or anything like that, which is good.
yeah, seems legit. Um, I'm sorry, I will use some labels, but Camelot's sound is of course rooted in power and symphonic metal since its beginning. Please don't hit me. Are there any bands you could quote as influence?
I mean, I had quite a few starting out. Like the band Rush, for example, was a big influence for me in the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one of the kind of genesis for me wanting to play like some classical stuff, and because Alex Lysum would play a nylon acoustic on some of the earlier records. Um, and then I grew up really liking Michael Schenker, um, bands like Maiden, Judas Priest.
Yeah.
So all of those were kind of like some of the earlier influences. But growing up in Tampa, one of my main influences was Sabotage. They were from Tampa, and um, they kind of showed me that there was a path outside of Florida to get to international waters, so to speak. So I would list those as my influences.
Okay. Thank you. That's really interesting. Sorry,
Yeah,
my cat.
yeah, my cat's over there too.
I have both the male and the female answer.
Oh,
Sorry. Uh, that I'm going to the next question. So,
let me
what's
see
your
the
preferred?
cat. There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. So, which song is your personal favorite on Dark Asylum?
Mm, that's difficult.
Yeah.
I think the song Dark Asylum is one of my favorites because it mixes a little bit of this progressive elements, but with a very melodic chorus. Um, Godlike Alchemy, which is a single we just released, is one of my favorites. The chorus is very melodic, and it also has a lot of meaning, lyrically. And of course, Ashen World is one of my favorites as well.
To be honest, my answer would have been close to yours. It's quite difficult to tell
Mhm.
that one is better than the other because all are good. So,
Yeah,
but
thank
Dark
you.
Asylum, there is something inside the song that I don't know. It's saying something to me. I don't know what.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. There's something about that chorus, and um, I don't know. Every time I listen to that song and also Godlike, the chorus is stuck in my head for days, which is a good thing.
Yeah. And which song was the hardest one for you to complete? Maybe to write or just to play?
Mhm. Probably Cassandra's Disease. That's a very progressive, a lot of musical parts on that song. So to really get that one to sound uh, perfect and to make the production of that seamless, it was probably the most difficult. But in general, I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, so we're kind of like able to produce these songs and record them. I don't want to say easy because it's all hard work, but you know, it's all pretty much a very similar process. But Cassandra's disease was definitely more difficult.
Yeah. Ah, I understand. Sorry, the cat is doing stupid thing. Uh, so there are a few guest vocalists and a violinist on the album. How did you reach them and ask them to participate?
Yeah, so Clementine from Visions of Atlantis, and she's also
Yes.
at Eden, has been a longtime friend. So we really wanted her on the album, and she'll be touring with us quite a bit. Um, we have Ignacia Fernandez from Chile, who's been a friend of ours for over 10 years.
Oh,
Um, and Tobias Sammet from Avantasia is on the album. He's the mastermind behind Avantasia and Ed Guy, and it was just awesome to have him join us on One Last Masquerade. So a lot of these they're all friends of ours that we just wanted to have this kind of extra spice on some of the songs, you know.
okay. Okay. So a lot of friends. That's quite nice.
What's that?
Um, you said a lot of friends. That's nice, really.
Yeah, I mean,
And you're smiling, thinking about them.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always cool to include some of your friends that are super talented and they can add and it was nice having Ignacia Fernandez from Chile become part of the Camelot family now, which is really cool.
Okay. Do you think you improved yourself as a guitarist?
Yeah, maybe.
I think
I think
we'll
I
take
don't.
that question like that.
Yeah. I think we added some different elements on the guitar, more little more kind of some of the guitar parts are a little more progressive and more neoclassical, some are more blues. So yeah, I would say that there's some new things. I wouldn't say improved. I don't really like that description, but it's definitely there's some new twists and turns to the guitar playing.
Okay. Sorry for the question.
Sorry.
Please uh, accept my apologies.
That's okay.
So let's talk about live show now. How do you do for a live Camelot show? What happens inside of you, and in which mindset do you jump on stage?
Yeah, so we always tried to transport the listener and ourselves to a different place, you know, when it comes to the live show. Um, and that's Dark Asylum is going to be fun to try to recreate for the live experience.
Hmm.
And obviously, I mean, I'm personally an introvert, but
Oh,
on stage,
really?
you know, on stage, I am someone else, which is fun, you know.
You don't look like an introvert.
Yeah, I am totally.
You're friendly and smiling, but maybe it's
Yeah,
the distance,
maybe, yeah.
or just maybe because I'm saying stupid things, it makes you laugh. Um, one thing that I'm curious is maybe you have some rituals or habits before or after a show.
Mhm. Yeah, before a show, I definitely I sit and warm up with a practice amp in the dressing room for like 30 minutes, go over the different parts of the songs. I try to visualize the show, the beginning of the show, where I'm going to be, things like that. And then once we are on stage, you know, it's all about the connection between ourselves and the fans, you know, and we like to get as close to the people as possible. So we really hate barricades. Um, but a lot of times it's a rule that you have to have a barricade, but we do not like barricades. We want the people right against the stage where we can high five them and do whatever. But Yeah, so there's always a little bit of ritual. It's mostly having a little drink and practicing and then getting on stage and kicking ass, you know.
Yeah. Um, for the moment, I unfortunately I was not lucky enough to catch the band on stage yet. I want to see you on stage, but I didn't have the opportunity. But I know you have a North American tour through Campfest show and then European tour scheduled for the end of the year. And all the North American tour is part one and European tour is part one also.
Mhm.
How do you get ready for such events?
Yeah, it takes a lot of planning, of course, you know. We before every tour, we everyone flies in and we rehearse for a week before and go through the show. We have it's called a pre-production. That's what you have to do to make the show great from the first show on, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited. I mean, we have North America coming up in about 2.5 weeks, and a month later we have Europe, which will include a couple of shows in France.
Uh, it's a one show in Lyon.
I think there's a
If
show in Toulouse as well.
hey, in Paris, please.
I think the venue in Paris that we wanted to play was booked already, but we'll
Yeah,
come back to Paris.
maybe in part two. I don't know.
Me too. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I hope. And so, how do you work on the set list? How do you choose the songs that will be
Mhm.
on the set list? And is the or are the set lists different from one concert to another?
Yeah, in general, the set list. Well, we have like a kind of a with every new album, we play 4 to 5 new songs on the set list. So that means that 4 or 5 songs from the previous tour has to be cut, right?
Yeah,
But we always try to balance the set list with mostly new songs and some older cl kind of classics. But that's the difficult thing having 14 albums. How do you pick a set list, right?
yeah, that's a lot of songs to choose
Yeah, but
between.
in general, you know, we try to stay with the more modern, the newer albums, uh, and then we just sprinkle in some older songs because we don't really rest on the past, so to speak. We don't play songs like it's not like a 20-year tribute band, you know. So we always try to focus on new material.
You prefer to look like for the future.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
And so, what can we expect for the Camfest shows? I'm curious about it.
Yeah, so that'll be a massive production. We have 2 different lineups for day 1 and 2. Uh, we'll be playing slightly altered sets between the 2 shows, different special guests. Yeah, it's going to be exciting for our very first Camfest. So we have fans coming from all over the world, which is exciting as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm waiting for you in Paris. I have a lot of things to do, so it's difficult.
You can't be too far from Netherlands.
Um, I don't know, maybe 3 hours flight, but it's also I'm running after time and time, and because every weekend I'm doing things, so it's
Yeah,
difficult.
I understand.
Yeah, it's like at the end of August, I will do photography on a festival, a small one,
Hmm.
and at the first weekend of September, I will do the same.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
uh, but I need some time.
Yeah.
Um, and so, what comes next for Camelot after this year? Do you already have some plans?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing festivals, of course, you know, and we're going to be adding some new countries to our touring, going back to some countries that we haven't been to in a while, like Australia, well, we're going to add China to our tour cycle. We've never been to China.
Oh,
So there's a lot of fun and exciting things happening around the Dark Asylum, and so we're excited about the next 2 to 3 years. It's going to be a lot of uh, a lot of
nice.
travel, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Um, something is itching me. Uh, how do you came up with the name Camelot? And how do you link it to the music you play together? Because I know the Arthurian legend, but
Yeah,
is it
that's
related?
interesting. I hardly ever get asked that question, which is so good on you for asking that because usually no one asks. So when we were starting the band, we were kind of into this whole medieval thing, like the medieval fairs and things like this.
Mm,
And my mom was a big fan of John F. Kennedy, which was one of the presidents, and his
okay.
reign during the time was called Camelot.
What?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
they called his time in the White House was called Camelot. So
oh,
my mom said, "Why don't you call the band Camelot?" And at the time, there was a record store named Camelot in the U.S., and it was spelled with a C. So I changed it to a K, and the rest is history, I guess you could say.
well, I didn't know that, but thank you for. Uh, I will be less stupid this night. Interesting.
Awesome. Yeah, that was how it came about.
Yeah. Um, have you ever heard of the French metal scene?
The
Are
French
there?
metal scene?
Yes.
Honestly, not really. I know um, there was a power metal band in the 90s, I think, that Fred
Mm.
was part of. He's now in Creator. Um, but no, not really. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. I am used to French metal scene. What? Okay. Sorry.
Uh,
Um,
I think
and
it was
yeah,
Fairyland maybe was a band.
not sure. The maybe Sortilège? No, what is it? Sortilège is French or another one? I think we had a French band name like that, but I'm not sure. The French metal scene is really diverse, so it's difficult to tell. We have a lot of black metal bands. We have a few power metal, but we
Mhm.
have a lot of small bands. Um,
Okay.
maybe you have ever heard of Gojira,
Yeah, of
the,
course.
the this one at least.
Yeah, that's I've definitely heard of them.
That's good. Uh, and so, are there any bands you would love to play with?
Mm,
Hmm.
I
Imagine
don't know.
I will let you I would let you create your dream poster with headlining
Yeah.
and three other bands. Even unrealistic ends are accepted.
Well, I mean, we've been able to play with Iron Maiden. We supported them 3 or 4 times, so that
Wow.
would have been my number one. So, but since we've already done that, but obviously, I would love to do something with the band Muse, for example. I love them. Um,
What? Muse?
yeah.
I'm surprised.
Um, Obviously, we've done a couple of festivals with Metallica and Slipknot. That was amazing. So I would say, Camelot, Iron Maiden, Metallica. That would be my dream lineup.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh, and another one to have three other bands.
What's that?
Yeah, I said three other bands other than Camelot. So you say
Oh, one
Iron
more.
Maiden,
Oh, I
Metallica,
said
yeah,
Muse, so you could say
Muse. Okay. Sorry, Muse was really. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my musical taste is very diverse.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Mhm.
Um, okay, I have one last and funny question. Really funny
Okay.
for me.
Uh-huh.
Which dish or drink would you compare Camelot music with?
What drink?
Dish or drink or
Dish or drink?
meal? Yeah.
Hmm. I would say a nice pasta with a nice, really nice cognac.
Hey, it's French, but pasta and cognac, I'm not sure.
Ah, yeah.
That's a strange mix,
Yeah. Well, that's
but
Camelot.
why? So
Oh, I just
that's really interesting.
I love pasta and I love cognac. So I mean that's
Okay, okay. Thank you. I really do really love cognac too. So
uh,
I appreciate your answer.
awesome. All right. Well, it's great to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. And so that was the last question from me. Thank
Well,
you very
hopefully we'll see
much.
you at one of the shows, and if we can add Paris, we'll definitely see you. Yeah.
Please, please.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I got to do. I've got one more interview after. So it was a pleasure
Oh,
to meet you and to talk to you.